Now, riot police in Georgia have used pepper spray and water cannon against protesters who took to the streets after the government suspended moves to join the European Union. A tense standoff continued through the night in Tbilisi, with demonstrators refusing to disperse. More than a dozen were arrested and some were seen being assaulted by police. Let's speak now to our correspondent Reyhan Dimitri, who's in Georgia. Just talk us through what happened last night, Reyhan, sorry.
Yes. Lucy, there was a protest, large protest in the capital, Tbilisi, and also in all other major cities across Georgia. And what brought people out to the streets was a statement that was made by the country's prime minister on Thursday, in which he said that the Georgian Dream government, the ruling party which is in power, had decided to put Georgia's EU accession negotiations on hold until 2028. So that brought people out to the streets. There were angry crowds, and the focal point for the protest was, as usual, the parliament building here in the capital, Tbilisi. And at about 2:30 a.m., riot police moved in. They used water cannons, they used pepper sprays and other chemicals to disperse the protesters. But despite all of this, protesters remained out in the streets. They built the barricades, they kept waving the EU flags. There was also today, a lot of reports are emerging about the brutality of police crackdown. 43 people were arrested. And of course, in this day and age, with all the media being present there on the spot, there's a lot of footage that shows that protesters were beaten up by the police, and something like 20 journalists also got injured, either with the tear gas, pepper spray, or they were physically assaulted by the police. Earlier today, the Prime Minister made a statement. He thanked the Interior Ministry. He said that the protesters overstepped what is allowed by the law, and that's why the police were forced to respond to disperse the protests.
And we were speaking to one contributor earlier who was saying that civil servants are beginning to sort of do some form of protest in terms of boycotting government functions. Where do you expect this to go now? Are you expecting more demonstrations? What are you expecting?
Well, there's definitely going to be more demonstrations later tonight. And regarding the civil servants, more than 100 civil servants from the country's foreign ministry, they issued a statement. They signed a statement expressing their disagreement with the government's decision to withdraw from the EU accession talks, saying that it goes against the national interest of the country. And also, in the past couple of hours, more than 40 civil servants from the Ministry of Defense, they issued a separate statement saying that Euro-Atlantic integration was enshrined in the constitution. We're also hearing that several private universities here in Tbilisi, they have suspended lectures, also in protest against what's happening now. And students, some students are marching already in the downtown Tbilisi to protest against the government's decision. So quite a serious backlash and response from Georgia's pro-Western large part of the society who are pro-Western. They disagree, and they believe that this act of the government serves the interests of Russia and not the Georgian nation.
All right. Thanks very much for now, Reyhan Dimitri, for us there in Georgia.